Reading from the Children's Illustrated Bible. The Golden Statue. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, was tormented by bad dreams. He consulted wise men, astrologers, and magicians, but no one could tell him the meaning of his dreams. Eventually, the king lost patience and threatened them all with death. But still nobody was found who could interpret the terrible image that appeared in his nightmares. Among the wise men was Daniel, a Judean, who had been captured by the Babylonians. He was one of a group of young noblemen of exceptional intelligence, strength of character, and good looks, who had been chosen for special training. They had been taught the language and history of Babylon, and after 3 years had been taken into the king's service. With Daniel, there were 3 others from Judea, who were given new names by their captors: Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The 4 men soon became good friends. They were all clever and quick to learn. But Daniel had a special gift. He was able to interpret dreams. Having been sentenced to death with the others, Daniel went to see the king. "Please, sire, let us have more time. I am sure that I will soon be able to tell you the meaning of your dreams." To this, Nebuchadnezzar assented, and Daniel and his 3 friends prayed to God for help. That night, God revealed to Daniel the secret of the king's dream. Next day, Daniel went again to Nebuchadnezzar. "God has done what you wise men could not do. He has shown me the meaning of your dreams. As you slept, you saw a gigantic statue towering above you. Its head was sculpted of pure gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet part iron, part clay." Suddenly, a stone smashed against the statue's feet and shattered them, whereupon the entire structure, gold, silver, and bronze, crashed to the ground, reduced to nothing but particles of dust. The wind blew the dust away, and the stone became a great mountain that covered the whole earth. "I will tell you the meaning of this," said Daniel. The statue's head of gold represents you, great king, and the parts made of silver, bronze, iron, and clay are the empires which shall come after yours, some strong, some weak and easily divided, none lasting forever. The stone is the kingdom of God. It is greater than any kingdom on earth and shall never be destroyed. Nebuchadnezzar was so impressed with Daniel's wisdom that he knelt before him, recognizing that Daniel's God was more powerful. Loading him with treasure, he appointed Daniel governor of Babylon and chief of all his advisors. He also gave important posts to Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Later, the king gave orders for a huge statue to be built 15 times taller than a man and made of solid gold. He had it set upon the plan of Dura, and with great pomp and ceremony commanded all his officers, governors, captains, and councillors to come and worship the statue as a god. Only Daniel's 3 friends refused. When Nebuchadnezzar learned that his order had been defied, he flew into a rage and demanded that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought before him. "If you do not worship as I tell you," shouted the king, "I will have you thrown into a fiery furnace and there burnt to death." The 3 men quietly replied, "We will not worship your statue, but our God will save us from the furnace and protect us even from you, great king. We have nothing to fear." Nebuchadnezzar, beside himself with rage, had the furnace heated to 7 times its usual heat. Then the men, fully clothed, were thrown into the flames. But as he watched, Nebuchadnezzar saw, to his astonishment, that the 3 men walked through the fire unharmed, and that beside them stood an unknown 4th man. "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, come out of the furnace," said the king, his voice full of awe. As he stepped from the flames, it was seen by everyone that not a hair was singed, not a thread of clothing burnt. Nebuchadnezzar took each in turn by the hand. From this day, the Jewish people may worship their God, who sent his angel to rescue these men, he vowed. And I will decree that my people too shall worship only your God. Then he embraced the three friends and gave them positions of great power in the government of Babylon.